Hey, hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with Geoff. And I got to tell you, make sure you set some time down right now so you can pay attention because the guest we got coming up, man, she's going to light you up, boy. All right, for those of you who don't know, our mission at Conversations with Geoff is to bring guest speakers in who speak to you from their experiences, their strength, and all the setbacks that they've overcome, hoping to give you some information, give you some empowering solutions so you too, that person out there that you know that you're meant for more, that person out there looking for a community that says, hey, you can do it, not you can't do it. For you too, like many of us, trying to find your way. Oh man, you came to the right show today, right? Because our mission again is to bring these people in here, have them get vulnerable, have them get raw, have them just kind of lay it out there for you. So you too can continue that journey, overcoming that stinking thinking that we all have, that conversation we have with ourselves about ourselves. And I put something in the chat there. Be careful what you think because your thoughts run your life. Oh, man. We all know that's true, right? And that's not what we're here to talk about today because I want to get right to our guests. But before I do that, though, I just want to introduce myself. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Geoff Tyson, and I'm known as the Comeback King. And I got that name, man, from people that have seen me, like many of you, throughout my life, facing stuff that you're like, holy smokes, how does he get through it? Just like you get through it, we keep moving, we keep taking one foot and putting it in front of the other, and we find a reason to keep showing up. All right, so today, like I'm telling you, our guest, she's been here before. We were blessed to have her before, and man, we couldn't wait to get her back. And you know, many of you know her as Coach B. Vaughn. You know, I know her more intimately beyond that space, and because she's just an awesome person, awesome friend. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, if you're wanting to find someone that can help you get through trauma, to help you get reset in whatever phase you are in your life, you know, you're going to hear from the right person. She's an author, an educator, has a great opportunity, I think, coming for some of you. Looking for something to grow with, baby. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring to the stage my friend, our guest, Coach B. Vaughn. All right.
Oh my God. Hey there, my brother. Hey, I am so excited. I'm so excited. I can hardly contain myself. I'm so excited and honored to be back on Conversations with Geoff. I had such a great time the last time I was here. And oh my goodness, yes, so much has transpired since then, Geoff. And I'm so happy that you brought me back.
Oh, the timing was right because your life and you know what I've seen since we've been chatting all this time. Oh man. They got to be ready for something. So I'm going to tell them one more time, get your pen, your paper, and your pad ready, and make sure you just share this information out there now because, as you can see, nothing but fire, nothing but grace. Oh, I love it.
Thank you. And I really appreciate what you said when you were introducing or coming on the show. And you talked about that thinking and how we need to change our mindset. That is so true. It is so true. The things that we think about are the things that we actually draw into our lives because that energy goes out. It attaches to that other energy, the same energy out there, and it brings it right back to us. So careful about the energy that I put out. Thank you for saying that. That was a great way to get started.
Hey, well, you know, I'm learning from you, so what can I say? I'll take the credit, though. Thank you very much. You know, because it's all about, and we'll really get to why you're here. You opened it up, so let's just stay here for a second. You know, it's really about, you know, when I do shows by myself, I ask people, what do you see or who do you see when you look in the mirror? Who's looking back at you? Ooh.
The person that looks back at me has changed over the years. It's not the same person. And even now, sometimes when I look at myself, I'm asking myself, who are you? Oh my goodness, the evolution is so powerful. I have come from so far. See, there was a time when I couldn't look in the mirror because what I saw was so devastating. Who I had become as a result of negative energy present in my life was just so hard to look at, so disturbing to realize that that's me. Oh my God, that's me. And then over the years, as I was able to heal and as I was able to take some measures, some positive steps forward, my evolution began, and the person that I was staring at and who was staring back at me began to change. She began to be someone that I could be proud of. She became someone that I could rely on. She became someone that I could love, actually love. And so, yes, that's where I am today, loving myself, loving the skin that I'm in, loving my process, and just treating everyone with the same love that I give myself. That's the way it goes for me right now, Geoff. It feels so good to be able to look myself in the mirror and just say, wow, God, look what you're doing in my life. Thank you so much for what you're doing in my life. Whoa. Yeah, a lot of gratitude there. A lot of gratitude for who I am today.
Oh yeah, and it shows and how you live and how you treat people and how you share. And we may be having some technical difficulties, so for those of you that are experiencing that, just kind of hang in there with us. We apologize for what that is, but that's how technology goes sometimes. But I really, I got to tell you too, I've seen your growth. We've known each other a long time. And most recently, in some of the meetings, we come together on Sunday and talk. You said some stuff about you didn't like, because there's still some people out there that look in the mirror and they can't say what you've just shared. They look in the mirror like this, right? They don't want to look and see themselves and what that's coming back. What can you say? What can you say about that piece that you went through that may be able to help them get free?
I had to have the desire. I had to want to get to know who I am. I had to stop rejecting those parts of me that everyone else was rejecting. See, somebody had to love all of me. Somebody had to love all of me instead of trying to siphon out the things that they felt were good about me and the things that they found unacceptable about me. And so I had to come to realize that it was my opinion, my view and outlook of myself that matters most. Because see, what I'm understanding is my subconscious mind and my conscious mind, they obey the voice.
Yeah.
Not the voice of others, the voice of me. And so what I began to do, and I had to stop myself from doing this, the ridicule that I received from others for such a long time in my life became a way of me looking at myself too.
Yeah.
Because we look to the people that we trust to give us an idea of who we are when we don't know. When we're small people, we don't know who we are. So we look to those people that we love and trust, like our parents, to build us up and to tell us you are brilliant, you are beautiful, you are all of these things, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. But I only got that from one parent. And the other parent's voice was a little bit louder. You're nothing. You're never going to be anything. You'll never amount to anything. And so that's what I gravitated towards. And every time I made a mistake, it just solidified that vein. It just solidified, that information. You're nothing. You're a failure. You make mistakes. But then I had to understand, guess what? Everybody makes mistakes, not just me.
Yes.
So the thing about it, Geoff, is after I even left home, that voice was still in the back of my mind. You're nothing. You're never going to be anything. And it took a long time to shut that down. And so what I do now to keep it arrested, to keep it quiet. Hey.
Zip.
Hey, you. So I start my day with affirmations. Tell me you are expansive. Ooh, I really like that one. You are capable. You are lovable. And I had to just continue to just stream these additional or contrary, thoughts into my mind to combat the negative thinking that was planted there. And then one day, by the grace of God, oh my God, God loves me so much that he plucked that seed out. He plucked that negativity out of me and gave me the freedom I needed to show up as me. Not as somebody else, not as who they think I should be, not as who they want me to be. A lot of times, people want you to be a little mini me. I
No.
already came with a program. I already came with who I am. I already am who I am. And that's
Yeah.
something that people don't really realize. I'm not trying to become anything. I am
Mm.
simply unfolding or allowing God to unfold who I already am. I
Wow. You're already in there. It's,
isn't that
yeah.
fun? Isn't that so
Bring
fun?
it out.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I love that. I love that. I love
Yes.
that. But you know, I gotta back you up for a second because, you know, when you first started doing that, how did you feel? I mean, was it like, I mean, right now you're bold and beautiful with it, but at first, for those that are just starting it and say, "Hey, I've tried that before, and affirmations don't work, or I don't need affirmation," how did you get past that hurdle?
I
You
had
know?
to have an entire process, not
Mm,
just the affirmations. No, they're not going to work
mm,
on their own.
mm.
So there was some other. I needed critical care. Okay, I didn't need just a little, shot. I need critical care. You know how you have your care team at the hospital. You got your psychologist. You got your
Yeah,
coach. You got a team, and so
yeah, everybody, right?
like all hands on deck. Okay, we got a serious case here. We need all hands on deck. And what
Yes.
for me is I had to tap into some of the philosophers,
Mm,
and some of the spiritual healers and teachers. And as I tapped into that information, it began to transform the way that I thought. It began
mm,
to transform the way that I felt about me. See, the work has to be done, but it is an inside job. No one can do the work for you. You have to be willing to do the work for yourself because the rewards, oh my gosh, are just phenomenal. Now, did I know the rewards were going to be phenomenal? No, I didn't. I had to trust.
mm,
Woo-wee. That's a big one. I had to trust that the work that I was doing, that the energy that I was infusing into me was going to have a beautiful effect later on. There's no instant gratification here. The work that has to be done is a long process. And so over
mm.
the years, I learned how to trust my higher power, God Himself. And
Yeah,
so I thought it was just God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit
yeah.
since I was raised. And so as I began to grow and expand myself, I
Mm.
came to understand that I have an entire spiritual team, man. I got
Ooh.
angels out there. There are heavenly beings that are attached to me to protect me, to
Yeah.
guide me, to stop things from happening to me. Jeff, I had a car accident back in July.
Remember.
You remember that? While I
Yeah.
was sitting there in the car, God showed me a vision
Mm.
of my car being hit. So I saw
Wow.
the collision before the actual collision happened.
Wow.
Yes, He showed me, and then it was like 3, 2, 1, bam! There was the collision. And so I was thinking to myself, well, why would you show me that if I
Mm.
wasn't able to change it, if it wasn't going to stop anything? And so
Yeah.
what God told me is, hey, I wanted you to know that I was with you, that this
Wow.
is not a mistake, that this is divinely appropriated in your life, whether it looks like it or not. I am with you. And so
Wow.
as I continue to build upon my relationship with God, with my spirit guides, with the angels, then I came to understand that I'm much more than just a physical person. I am
Mm.
a spiritual being
Yeah.
encapsulated in this body, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, Jeff, this is the thing that I
Mm.
had to understand, that there was three components to who I am: the
Mm.
mind, the body, the soul, and each of them requires separate attention.
Yeah. Say it again.
I can't just do one thing and think it's covering the
No.
whole board. No.
Oh, no.
One
No.
requires special recognition. Each
Yeah.
one requires special treatment. And so what I
Yeah.
started doing, Jeff, listen to this, and it
Mm.
just blew my mind. At
Mm.
night, when I go to bed, I listen to frequencies, which are energy
Mm.
vibrations, because we are
Yeah.
energetic beings. And I have to calibrate my energy, right?
Mm.
And
Mm.
so
Mm.
that's how I calibrate my energy, is while I'm asleep at night, my subconscious mind is awake while my
Yes.
conscious mind is sleeping. And
Yes.
therefore,
Mm.
there is a two-way communication going on. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I
Because
do.
in the conscious mind, it'll shut it down. What are you doing? Why are you trying to change us? You better get, and it shut all the doors, pull up all the walls.
Protecting us, yeah, fortress around you, so keep you safe, right? Yes, yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
But the subconscious mind is fearful. Not
Yeah,
the subconscious mind, but the conscious mind is the ego mind, and it's fearful.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
fearful of what might happen if we
yeah,
change. Oh my
yeah,
God, if we change, then who are we going to be? You know, and
yeah.
it's like it will not allow it. So you have to kind of come in through the back door and get in at
Yeah,
night while you're
yeah.
asleep. And
I
so
love
then
that.
the physical is all connected as well.
Mm.
Just recently, Geoff, I thought I was depressed. I thought I was going through depression, although
Mm.
there were some upheavals, emotional upheavals in my life, and I
Right,
was going through some things, but I've never really been the depressed one.
right. Okay.
And I thought, wow,
Mm.
it finally caught me. The depression finally
Mm.
caught up with me. Now I understand the depression that everyone is talking about.
Yeah.
Then I went and had a surgery not too long ago and found out that I have sleep apnea and that my oxygen levels were down to 70s when they're supposed
Mm.
to be in the 90s. And
Yeah.
so I came home and I used that CPAP machine. It's not
Yes.
sexy by any means.
No.
You know what I mean? But I'm
Yes.
telling you, it works. It works. I
Yes.
woke up the next day. I felt like I had a new lease on life.
Wow.
My mind was free. I felt like there was like space in there. Not like I'm a space head or like, but I felt like my mind had room to breathe. That it
Yeah.
was clogged with this depressive energy, and only
Yeah.
to find out it was a tweak that had to be done to my physical body. Right?
Mm.
So the
Mm.
physical body also affects the
Mm.
emotional body, the
Yes.
thinking, all of that. It's all connected. And once I
Yes.
was able to realize that, then I
Yes.
was well on my way to
Come
feeling
on, girl.
better about that person looking at me through the mirror or me
Mm.
looking at myself. I became more acquainted with me.
Yeah.
I just got energized about
Mm.
knowing more and growing more and
Yeah.
wanting everyone to find this. I want everyone to feel this. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? It's
Yes.
available. It's available to us all if we're willing to do the work.
Gotta be willing to do the work and gotta be willing to be scared. Gotta have, you said trust. I wrote down so many words: process, trust, willingness, right? And just know. And the exercise at night, right? I mean, you talked about the process and, oh man, so many things that take away the excuses for those of them out there that said, well, it is just the way it is. I don't, I tried, it doesn't work anymore. You're living proof of it, and you're sharing that message, and you're sharing all that. So, people probably when you start talking about energy, and for those out there that really are shut down when they hear the word, how can you open their mind just to let it wash over? We don't want to change their mind. People with closed minds can't draft a new idea on a closed mind,
No.
right? So, for those of you out there that may have some struggles with what she's saying, what do you tell those people?
The people that struggle with what I'm saying,
Yeah.
it's the belief. It's their
Mm.
belief system.
Mm.
We are domesticated when we get here.
Mm.
Somebody already has a name for us. They already have a religion for us.
Yeah.
They already have, beliefs for us. They already have it set up for us. We didn't have any control of any of that.
Mm.
And so we think that we cannot change it. Or if we change it, then we're wrong for changing it.
Right.
But
Yeah.
what I found is that belief that I was given was not working for me. It kept me depressed and it kept me feeling unworthy. And it kept me feeling like I had low self-esteem.
Mm.
And then there was a battle going on inside of me.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
true me versus the me that they told me I was.
Yeah. Mm.
there was a battle going on. And in this battle, because I knew that wasn't true. I knew what they were, something in me said that's not true. What you're telling me is not true, but I didn't have anything to base it on. And so because of the contradictions and the confusion that was in my mind about who I was, I found myself in some very, very dark places, not just emotionally, not just mentally, but also physically. Dark places where a lot of bad things happened to me. And then I was like, I'm at the end. God, please help me. I can't make it without you. I need you. And the thing that I'm so grateful for is even in all of the dark times, I knew I wasn't alone. God always found a way to show me that I was not alone. And that is such a huge thing today, because if you think that you're alone, then you're not going to try. You're not going to feel equipped to go to the next level. And so I just want to tell anybody out there that is struggling that you deserve a life that makes you happy. And if there are people in your life that will not let go of who they think you are, you may need to let go of them. Now, that's not an easy thing to say, and it's not an easy thing to do, but I'm living proof that it can be done. You want people in your life who are going to support your dreams. You want people in your life who are going to fan that flame of desire for you, not people who are going to douse it with negative energy, negative words, because that's what energy basically is. Words, anything physical. Energy comes in so many different ways, in so many different forms, so I don't want you to be afraid of that word energy, because it's not anything to be afraid of. And so what I come to understand about energy is that I am an energetic being. And so if I'm an energetic being, then I'm going to emit energy out into the atmosphere. And so the energy that I bring out there, it's depicting what's in here and in here. And so when I'm able to change what's in here and in here, then the energy that I bring out is going to change also. And so have you ever noticed that you find yourself in the same types of relationships, one-sided relationships where your needs aren't getting met? There's something about you that believes that you don't deserve to have your needs met. And that's the energy that you're bringing out there. And so that's why you're bringing people in who will abuse you.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's so true, and simple, right? And you said this, and Tony Robbins talks about it all the time, about you make a decision and then you take physical steps to do that. And the physicality pulls everything else together, right? It allows you to make quick decisions and gain momentum right away, right? I mean, and you connect the spirit, the soul, and the heart, and with some energy. So, man, you've got this energy now. You're. I love the part about. I'm gonna have to talk about that another time. You could actually envision the accident happening. That's deep, and I believe it. Yeah, I believe it. That when you're open and energy is just, you're connecting to the higher level of energies, you get those types of things. I believe that. Anyway, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, so you're talking so many things about energy, and
I want to go back just a minute to the positive actions.
Yes. You read my mind. Please, just do that.
Okay, because faith. You hear about faith all the time. You got to have faith. You just got to have faith. Okay, well, what is it, and how do I get it? And you guys tell me I need it, but I can't go buy it.
You can't buy it.
Ain't nobody giving it away.
No.
How am I supposed to have faith? And so God helped me with this. He helped me understand that I can make a decision, like you were saying, Tony Robbins said, make the decision, right? Based on my goals, based on what I want from my life. I already know what I want. And each day I can take a look and see, this is what I want to happen. And so if I'm making decisions, I ask myself, is this decision going to get me closer to where I want to go? Or is it going to take me the other direction? Right?
Yeah. Right.
And
Right.
so
Right.
once I have a game plan, once I know where I'm going, then the faith is so essential, because faith, they say faith without works is dead, right?
Yeah, yes. Yep.
Faith
Yep.
without
Yep.
action means nothing. It's not
Means
faith if
nothing.
there's not any action applied to it.
That's
And
right.
so the positive actions that I take towards that thing that I am manifesting is
Mm.
the faith in action.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
positive steps is faith in itself. And so,
Yes.
because if I didn't believe this was happening or going to happen, then I wouldn't move in that direction. I wouldn't put my energy in that direction. But
Right.
because I have faith that this is going to happen, I enact that faith and I show that faith by moving into action. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, no, it's great. And I was thinking too, while you were talking about that, you mentioned another word, and I kind of think they go together. That trust.
Yes.
You had that trust, and then you took the faith. I don't know which one comes first. I think trust may come first before that, or faith before trust. I don't know. It's open for discussion.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure. I think the trust comes first, because you
okay.
have to trust that you can do this. You have to come to
Mm,
believe. So belief and trust kind of go hand in hand here.
yeah. Yeah.
Believing that you're worthy of this new life, believing
Yeah.
that you're worthy of good solid companionship, believing
Mm,
that you're worthy to get that job, and then trusting that if you put the work in, you're going to get it. And then
yeah.
the faith comes in as you move into steps, taking those steps towards what you want. So
Yeah.
that's the understanding that I have
I
about
like
those
that.
three: the trust, the belief,
Yeah.
and the faith. And that's
Yeah.
what's been working for me. And so I'm
Yeah.
not saying that's the end all be all. I don't have all the answers. I just know what's working for me.
Well, and that's what we want, right? We don't want you to come in here pontificating about things that you can't justify and relate to, right? We can learn from that. You know,
Right.
what you talked about, faith, and that, so it's so important.
I'm sorry, Geoff.
It's so there's still, don't worry if you're flashing in and out. That's how things go. I mean, I got you, and we can't control that other.
Absolutely. That's fine. I just know you're saying some really great stuff and we can't hear it. I just know whatever you just said was so awesome.
Well, I'd like to tell you I can remember, but I don't remember what I said because. But thank you, though. Thank you very much. I would compliment you really on kind of giving us a perspective today that is truly, one that people can put in place right now, right? I mean, they can find out. I was talking about the world and how crazy it is, and then people having to do things that they're uncomfortable doing. People have to try new things, which makes them uncomfortable. People have to be willing to fail, right, in the process in doing that, and
Yeah.
and and then interpreting failure as a success, right? Because you tried. So be successful at failing, right? Be successful. Be successful at being bad at something until you become good at it.
Absolutely.
And don't look at those things as anything other than opportunities to build things forward. So now, and this has been great, by the way. I know that you've been working on a few things, and I think maybe if you don't mind sharing, you had something that I think some people would maybe be interested in hearing from you.
Okay, sure. What I'm up to right now is, as you know, I wrote a book. God gave me a book. It's called The Energy Harvest, a
Mm-hmm.
spiritual model for the enhancement of your life. It's a 4-phase trauma healing process. And so I was thinking, okay, I need to put some energy into my book. I need to put some energy into my website. I need to put energy into the people so
Mm.
they can see how easy it is to transform your life. Now, the work has to be done, and the work it's not easy work, but it's not difficult either. And I can hardly explain that. It is going to require introspection. And that's the part that's difficult because we don't like to take a lot of time looking into who we are. We spend more time looking out at what's around us as opposed to looking into who we are. And so that is definitely required. So God gave me this idea. Oh my God, it is an amazing idea. And it's a challenge. It is a health and wellness trauma healing challenge that's worth $2,000 tax-free dollars. I talked to my accountant. You got to do things the right way, right? You got to talk to the professionals. And so I talked to my accountant. I said, can I do this? She's like, yep, you sure can. And I was like, yes, I can't wait. I can't wait for this opportunity for this wonderful challenge. And I need everybody to get involved. And if you don't get involved on this go round, it'll happen again and again and again. I don't see this as being a one-time deal.
Yeah.
So all they need to do is buy the book, right? You buy the book, and then once a week, we're going to have a video call. And then on that video call, we're going to go through the book together. It's a 4-phase book, so it's going to be 4 months. But each one of those phases is worth $500 to the winner, right? And the thing about it is you can win more than one time. Just because you won on the first month doesn't mean your name gets taken out of the hat. Your name stays in the hat, so you have an opportunity to win again over the next 3 months. And so I'm so excited about this. It's going to be interactive. And people are going to learn how healing can be fun too. It's not just a grueling process. And especially when you have a community and we're all doing this together. Oh my gosh, I just can't wait. I'm so excited about it. God gave me the vision for this new challenge and I'm putting it together now, inviting people to come onto my page and on the post, just comment 2,000 in the post and you are in the group.
Right,
and so, but yeah, so anyway, that's very exciting. I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
Look at it, it's like just like the subconscious mind and the conscious mind. And you go right in and say, "Oh, I want you to heal. Do this, this, and this." That's not gonna happen. Walls are gonna come up. Barriers are going to be fortified. People are going to be like, "No." Say, hey, I got something for you. Who couldn't use $2,000? Who couldn't use, gas prices, food prices, children's clothes for school. You can have all this new stuff, but what you don't realize is you're actually building a new life. It's so funny. In my mind, I think of it as like a mom trying to get her kids to eat vegetables. She's got to
some spinach or something, right?
The meatloaf or blend it up in the sauce or something like that. I'm so excited about this.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait to see, how it actually transforms and becomes a wonderful thing. And so the other thing that I'm working on is the sequel to my workbook. And so in this book, we identify mainly the things that have happened to us, the things that we need to forgive others for, right? That they've done to us. Because there's a barrier. If you are in the blame game, you're not in the growth game. If you're in the blame game, then you're not moving forward. You are actually stuck, whether emotionally and spiritually, and maybe even physically stuck in a relationship or stuck in a job or stuck somewhere. You are stuck. So what I want people to understand is that you can move forward. You do not have to be stuck. And the freedom comes with the forgiveness, like Nicole was talking about last week. That forgiveness is so huge. Once I was able to open my mind up for forgiveness, then the energy could flow through. But as long as I was in the blame game, I was locked inside of a box. And so the next book that I'm writing is talking about the things that I did to them. It's talking about taking responsibility for my part. Mess. Because if there are two people, then both people have a part to play.
Two sides, bro.
Absolutely. I would be remiss. I would
Yeah.
be remiss, and it would totally be fabricated if I didn't talk about the part that I played. I
Yeah.
was enraged. I was angry. I
Yeah.
felt, oh my gosh. And I took it out on my siblings because
Mm.
I was so angry at my father for not accepting me. And I
Yeah.
saw the way he accepted and loved them, and he loved
Mhm.
them so well. I thought, well, the only way to get back at him is to hurt them.
Ooh.
I caused harm.
Mhm.
And that's the part that I'm exploring now.
Yeah.
Because, see, if there's something inside of me like guilt and shame and remorse,
Mhm.
those are normal feelings that we feel, but we can't stay there. We cannot allow that energy to set up shop, if you will, within us, because
Yes.
it can't grow. So we have to recognize, yes, that was me. I did it. Take responsibility for it. Now heal from it and grow.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so that's the new process that we'll be
Wow.
taking a look at in the next book. And it's called Energy Harvest It's called Energy Harvest Shadows Out of the Darkness of Trauma and Into the Marvelous Light.
Wow.
Yeah, talking about that shadow energy,
That's
that,
sad.
that person that we don't want to be, but that person that we can be. And
Right.
oh my gosh, I cried so many nights not
Mm.
wanting to be that evil sister that I was. And I remember asking God, please take that away and give me love instead. It was such
Yeah.
a sincere prayer because I didn't want to harm my siblings, but
Right.
I was reacting
Right.
to what was happening to me.
Right.
And so I spent a lot of years trying to make up for that, a lot of years working to amend those relationships. But the
Yeah.
thing I have to understand, it's up to the other person to now forgive me. And see,
That's the other piece. That gives you freedom and peace when you do that, because we have that responsibility to, hey, make the attempt.
yes,
We can't control the outcome
no,
of that, but the
no,
freedom is in making the attempt. And the forgiveness grows from that. I love that, and so wow. So that's gonna be heavy, because there's those shadows that are lurking. You know,
oh,
sometimes we don't want them things to come out, right?
no, we stuff them away as if
It's,
they don't exist.
yeah,
We
yeah,
reject them. So in essence, we are rejecting ourselves.
yep,
And
yep.
so where does the self-love come in if I'm rejecting half of who I am?
Ooh,
So I have to learn to accept that, yes, that is part of who I am. And
yeah,
yes, now that I have acknowledged it, now I have a choice on
yeah,
whether I want to be that person or not. But
yes,
before I can acknowledge that that's part of who I am as well, then there's
yeah,
no growth or no healing that's available in that
mhm.
area.
Yeah, because it's gonna be holding on with claw marks. You won't let go of the very thing that's holding you back and causing you pain.
Mhm.
But it takes work, and it takes courage, and it takes trust and faith, and which all those things that you've talked about and clearly, have implemented those into your life.
Sure.
And I know that, there's some people out there that probably are carrying some pain around, doing some things wrong to their siblings, doing some things wrong to strangers, doing things wrong to themselves.
Yes.
Right? How can we leave something for those folks? Because I felt you at that moment when you shared that about the pain you caused
Mm.
your siblings. How can we?
It is a painful thing. And it is like, for a lot of people, it's the stopping point. I can't get
Mm,
past this. This is as
mm,
far as I can go, because they will not forgive. They will not forgive the person for harming them, right? And they
yep.
can't take a look at who they have been, because it's frightening to think that, oh my God, I could do that. That's traumatizing too. That's another form of trauma. Oh my God, I can't believe that I could do something like that.
Yep.
That's another form. That is a moral injury. See,
Mm,
we have
mhm.
spiritual injury, which are those things that other people do to us to cause us spiritual injury. And then we have the moral injury. Those are the things that we have caused harm to others that we must make peace with. And a lot of people will say, I'll go to my grave before tell anybody about that. Oh, I'm locking that away. They tuck it away, thinking that, okay, it's not going to affect me, but you're wrong. It is affecting you. Your good energy is going to keep that as going towards keeping that a secret. It's going towards keeping that a secret and not going towards moving forward to your new life.
Right.
So I would encourage anyone, those secrets about what you did and how you harmed people, find someone that you can talk to so you can release yourself. You are in bondage by your own hands because you are unwilling or unable to let go of the guilt and the shame and the remorse of what you have caused to other people. And so the fear, anger, and regret come so that we can forgive, right? And so the guilt, shame, and remorse come so that we can heal. We have to let go of that so that we can heal ourselves. I would say get a journal, and if nothing else, start writing down those things before you can. If you don't feel like you can tell anyone else, you can always tell your coach Bevon. You can always call me, you can always reach me. I'm here and I have been where you are, and I understand the pain of causing harm to others. But until I was able to accept that, I couldn't fully look myself in the mirror with love. Once I stopped rejecting that part of myself, then the healing could begin. But as long as I was rejecting me, then anyone else around me could reject me too, because that's the energy that I'm putting out.
That's what you're putting out. Yeah.
Exactly. And so you say, oh, I felt rejected. Well, it's because you're first rejecting yourself. You know, so if I can stop rejecting me, then I don't have to feel rejected by others. I don't have to take their rejection personal. See, I take it personal when people reject me, when I can't receive myself as who I am. It takes a lot of humility to say I was a rotten sister. I was a rotten daughter. You know, it takes a lot of humility to be able to express that to yourself on a deep level. You know? But the thing about it is, once you express it, once you open up yourself to that, then the healing can begin. I can only imagine how many people will actually really go to their graves with guilt, shame, and remorse. And it's so unnecessary. It's so unnecessary. That self-love piece is so huge, Geoff. It is so huge.
It's everything, you know. And as I listened to you, I was writing down. You're talking about fear, anger, and regret, and remorse, shame, and guilt, and the heaviness that puts on our body, the heaviness it puts on our spirit, the heaviness it puts on our thinking. I mean, it's no wonder. No wonder people are walking around in a coma. You know, no wonder people are awake and going through life and die at 75 when they really died at 25 or earlier in their life, you know. And so I love all the things that you're talking about. And you know, we've been on here. Oh, I'm gonna have to let you go. You'll be.
You know, I can talk to you all day and all night. What's wrong with you?
I love that, you know, but your time is so valuable, and you've given so much in this time that we've had, and I really appreciate all that you've said. And for those of you that are listening to the recording, make sure you go back and play it again and share this information. It's been a dynamite time. So Coach V, as we say goodbye, what do you want to recap or leave until next time? What would that be?
This morning I woke up and I have this deck of cards that I use to center myself or to give me something to think about throughout the day. And today's message was to stop the wishful thinking, because the wishful thinking keeps me wishing and never receiving. So I have to be able to go beyond the wishful thinking and start taking those steps towards what it is I really want for my life. And if you don't know what you want for your life, you can ask God, you can ask your angels, you can say, even if you don't believe, you can say, show me what it is that I need to see. Tell me what it is that I need to hear. And by that, you will be surprised. You will truly be surprised how things will show up in your mind and show up in your day to show you that you are truly not alone. You're not alone in this process, but you alone have to do the work. And so that's the thing I wanted to let you know, that I'm here to help you. If you ever need me, please reach out to me. You are worth the work. There is a wonderful, fabulous, magnificent, abundant life that's waiting for you. And all you have to do is say yes. All you have to do is choose it.
I was taking some notes while you were rapping and just closing this thing off so dynamically, and you said you are worth the work. Oh man, show up in your mind, the things that show up in your mind, all those things I've experienced in different ways. So what a way to wrap this up. It's been fantastic.
Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. Always a pleasure to come on to Conversations with Geoff. And I can't wait to get the contest going and the book published. And I'll come back and talk about that once that happens. Okay.
I love that. I was going to ask you if you would consider doing that, the kickoff. Maybe we do a pre-kickoff thing or something like that. So, ladies and gentlemen, again, let's all thank my friend and our guest, Coach B. Vaughn, for the time she shared. It's been a wonderful time. I can't wait till the next time. Thank you so much. Oh, man. Whew. So, hey, listen, if you haven't got your notes, go back and listen to this whole thing, right? I'm not going to keep you any longer than to say this to you. There are things that you can take away from the very beginning of this show to the middle, to the deep parts of it, to the very end, and things that she talked about as she closed this thing out, man. Oh, boy, she talked about stop wishful thinking and do the work. I'll just summarize. Stop the wishful thinking. Get you a piece of paper and pen or your phone. Get with Coach B on how you can plan some things in your life so you too can be living your best life. For you two out there that is stuck with stinking thinking, you two out there that doesn't want to look in the mirror, hiding behind the mirror, can change how that is for you. So we appreciate everybody's time today. We really want to thank everyone. Make sure you share, subscribe, and set the notification bell out. Drop some love in the chat when you get to this. And remember, you are worthy of success. Nothing will stop you from reaching your destiny. You shall not be denied. Stop that stinking thinking and let's get busy living. Talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.